Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so.
What's up, guys? So listen, I have been seeing that Leticia, Dr. G's wife, who is now, we know, no longer going to be on Married to Medicine, she has been doing something with some other actual medical wives, and they have like their own like little YouTube series that they're doing. And they recently were at Mariah Huq's space, her content creation space that she has in Georgia. And I thought it was cute, but it was funny that people are just really not here for that link up. But either people just don't know, or they don't care, or they just try to make everything about Quad when it comes to Married to Medicine. Because Mariah, she had been doing some things with Buffy, who was on Married to Medicine for a little bit too. And Buffy and Mariah interviewed Leticia, and they did it at Mariah Huq's content creation space. So Mariah and Leticia speaking and communicating, and being friendly with each other is nothing new, but so many people tried to make it about Quad and saying, oh, Quad, everything's about Quad. Mariah's a hater, two haters linking up. And I was like, wow, these people are really delusional. And the fact that Mariah Huq is the one that actually created Married to Medicine, and she has a friendly communication or rapport or whatever it is with Leticia, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But some people just view it as, oh, because she hates Quad, that's the only reason why she's linking up with Leticia. And everything ain't about Quad. I know Quad, in her mind, she feels like everything is about her. But girl, bye. So you can see there at Mariah's content creation space, and these, some of the other ladies that Leticia is doing the series with, and they're just having fun. And Mariah does stuff like this, so this is nothing new for her. Here someone says, love Mariah, but stay away from Bitter Leaf. Talking about Leticia. I like Leticia. I really wish people would stop hating on this chick, because this is the thing. And this is why it just kind of aggravates me when it comes to people trying to compare Leticia and Quad and say, oh, she just wants to be Quad. Quad is only on TV because of Mariah. And Quad wanted to be on television. Okay? It's okay for Quad wanting to be on television, but it's not okay for Leticia to want to get some exposure, whatever. It's not like Quad was married to Dr. G for 5 years or more, and this is an opportunity that came up and she decided to get child. Please, as soon as Quad got on TV and started getting her head blown up bigger than it already is, like Mariah called her Quad without a wig on, that's Mr. Potato Head. Like she was just a different person. And that's why second season, Mariah was like, I don't know this Quad. This Quad is a vengeful Quad. That's the exact words that Mariah said about Quad. And Mariah, said she knew Quad for years. Like, she's somebody completely different. So if she's linking up with Leticia because she likes her, and I like Leticia. Leticia is a beautiful woman. She ain't got no fake body about her. She might be younger than Dr. G, but honestly, and that's the thing, people made fun of her, talking about her butt being wide and flat and all this other stuff. Like, you guys are making natural bodies become a thing of non-existence because you feel like everybody's supposed to have fake boobs and a BBL. It's just ridiculous. She's got a real body, And I feel like she's someone, even though she's younger than Dr. G, she is a bit more mature. She can be childish at times, but who hasn't been? Somebody says when two people link up that don't like you. Again, trying to make it about Quad. To team up because of dislike for people at our grown age is corny. And yes, it is hater behavior. I don't care if Mariah is getting a check from Married to Medicine still. Sweet Tea, so gullible, still getting used by the Married to Medicine ladies. Some people will do anything to be on TV, shaking my head. It's like, really? Somebody else said Mariah would never see it from LinkedIn if there were no cameras. This is hilarious. Is somebody using their freaking phone or whatever? Like, are you kidding me? This is stupid. I just can't. I liked to see them together. They were just having fun. And like somebody said right here, Sweet Tea booked an event at Mariah's event space. For people who's not an entrepreneur wouldn't understand that. Trust me, Mariah's not fixated on Married to Medicine. So yeah, people are just trying to make it into a thing. Sorry guys. I try to record in my studio, and that's when somebody wants to speed by with their motorcycle during this time of day. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm sorry about the noise in the background. But anyway, I don't think there's anything wrong with Leticia and Mariah just hooking up and having some fun. But people are always going to try to make it into a thing when it has something to do with quad, like it has something to do with quad, and it doesn't. And I like what Letitia's doing when it comes to not allowing people to stop her if it's something she wants to do, because those same people who are having so much disdain and so much, oh, she just wants to be on TV for Letitia, I don't hear them saying those same things about Quad, because Quad got on TV, got rid of her so-called best friend Mariah, and not only got rid of her best friend, but wanted to get her off of the show. I don't want to film with her, making all of this stuff about something bigger than what it really is. Got rid of her, I would say, like, because I don't believe she ever loved Dr. G, got rid of her like and tolerance for Dr. G, got rid of her agreement to have a child with him. All these people talking about, oh, she ain't had a baby for Dr. G yet. She lied and told Dr. G, yes, I want to have a child with you. I want, and then made I'm telling you guys, I don't care who disagrees with me. I know what I see, I know what I know, and I have a strong discernment of spirits. And that woman never intended to have a baby for Dr. G, okay? And the way to get out of it was to make him look like he is some abusive husband, and she doesn't feel comfortable bringing a child into that relationship. Now, I'm not saying they had the most conducive, friendly, loving, caring relationship. He got into someone that he got into a relationship with someone that he never should have married. She never wanted to have a baby with that man. She used him as a step up, and then she's, she can claim, oh, he cheated and all this other stuff. She didn't have sex with the man for 3 years, and then she just wanted him to just like stay celibate and just stay in the relationship and act like he was happy for the rest. Like, I don't know, guys. I really don't even like talking about marriages and relationships on social media, because people, they see clips of a few things and then they make it into something bigger, just like they tried to do with Letitia and Dr. G when they had a human moment. And just like Dr. Eugene, who's married to Toya, said, we all would we all would be dishonest if we sat here and said that we have not had uncomfortable conversations with our significant other, with our spouses, where we were not the most friendly, weren't the most calm, didn't have the most even tone voice, and may have said a few choice words that were not the most friendly. But just because a camera wasn't there doesn't mean that it was any less, bad looking. And then Dr. Hell, she wanted to chime in, oh no, my husband never speaks to me like that. And and she and Quad, oh my god, I saw this scene and I just felt so traumatized. I just felt so terrible for her. You could see like nothing's changed about him. They tried to make a scene where all he did was say, just stop talking to me, and she kept pressing the issue. They were behind closed doors. It wasn't like he was like, B, get the F out of my face before blah, 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 blah. Like, he just said, quit talking to me. And she's saying, you know no, stop talking. He's like, just stop talking to me. Like, let's not talk about it, because he was in his feelings, and honestly, she said something where it just made him feel emasculated because she was like, I could take him down, talking about Quad Kang running up on the beach, talking about she's combat trained, and made him look like a pipsqueak who can't fight. You're a woman and you're saying you could beat his ass, but I can't? Like, come on, don't do that. But anyway, I'm just saying that to say it's one of the reasons why I don't like talking about marriages and relationships, that they showcase on these shows, because no one's relationship is perfect. But when they show those little quick moments, people would judge that little quick moment and make it out to be, oh, this is a terrible marriage. This is a terrible relationship. He's a terrible husband. She made a big mistake by marrying this man. And Quad wants to make it like, oh, she just married the same man. There's nothing changed about him. It's like, girl, please. You made yourself out to be a victim in the situation. Both y'all got mugshots, let's be clear, okay? And you backed out of it. You never wanted to have a baby with that man, and you bolstered things up to make him look like an abusive husband. And that's why you chose to not have a baby with him, when we see in the first, either the first or second season, it may have been the second season, where she meets up to talk about getting on some form of birth control and not telling Dr. G about it. And Dr. Simone saying, I'm not a fan of that. You need to tell your husband. Like, you can't just be taking some stuff or putting something in you to prevent getting pregnant on a sneak tip. And then your husband's wondering if he's thinking you're trying to procreate and you're not getting pregnant. And he's wondering why. Like, you got to be honest with your husband. Quad wanted to get it done and not tell him anything. She never wanted to have a baby with that man. But I'm sorry, guys, I went off on a tangent about that because I don't like how people had treated Leticia. I'm not here to say that she and Dr. G are in a perfect relationship either, and we don't know where it's going to go. But stop wishing bad for that woman. Stop saying, oh, she just wanted to be on TV. So what? There's a lot of people who want some sort of recognition, or they like the attention, and or whatever. It's no different than Quad. It's okay for Quad, but it's not okay for her. She's actually married to medicine, but Quad gets to stay on the show that's called Married to Medicine and be with an alleged fraudster who had something to do with a stolen Rolls Royce, who rents luxury vehicles. So Quad, who is just a reality TV personality, is dating someone, not even married to, dating someone who's not even in the medical field. And she's trying to say, oh, well, I have a degree in biology and I was a pharmaceutical representative for years. Well, you ain't that now, sweetheart. So what does that have to do with you being married to medicine, but Dr. G and his new wife can no longer be on the show? The gatekeeping is out of this world. And speaking of gatekeeping, so Phaedra, who was once on Married to Medicine for a couple of seasons, and not even the full 2 seasons because she was like, I'm out. So she was recently on the Sherry Shepherd show, and she was being asked about her return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, so she came on Sherry Shepherd show to talk about her return. Let's go ahead and get into what she had to say.
It's been 15 years, if I'm correct, since you made your debut.
Look at these shoes. What is she wearing? Now, I know she's a shorty like me. I'm 5'2" without shoes on, so maybe she's got the platforms on to give her some height, but these shoes look ridiculous.
View as a Real Housewife. Mm-hmm. So how's it feel?
I mean, look at how much she's changed. She went from being a Southern Belle to Nicki Minaj child.
Girl, going back home. You know what? I'm super excited because I want to see Atlanta back where it used to be. We were the flagship. We were the most watched out of all of the franchises. Yeah. So I want to, because I did say it was the Titanic. So now I'm getting back on the Titanic to raise them up, child. Okay.
She's got a lot of confidence, but listen, I don't know if she's capable of doing that, and I'll just let this continue.
So now you're back. What can this is Phaedra 2.0. 2.0. What can we be looking forward to?
Oh, well, it's freaking frag. So me and Portia.
Yes.
Friendship, sisterhood,
Friendship, sisterhood. I mean, it's only been a few minutes that she was on the first episode that they showed her on. And you call that friendship and sisterhood? Like, from the way it sounded, Portia has never been over to the house that she's living in. How many years has she been living in that house? One. Two, they were sitting and gossiping about the other ladies, throwing shade, maybe saying a little few funny things or maybe possibly a little bit friendly here and there, but for the most part, it's throwing shade. So friendly and freaking frack. Remember when Nene called them freak and fraud? And that was like the perfect description for the both of them. Because Portia is definitely the freak who's down for the cause as long as she can get her bag up. And we know that a lot of people have said that Phaedra is a fraud. I'm just saying, I don't dislike Phaedra. There's some things about her that I don't like, but I mean, she said some things and done some things that have been funny. I'll never take that away from her, but I liked it better when it was more unintentional and she was just saying things and it just wound up being funny. Now it's like everything has to be a one-liner or funny or rhyme or it's becoming a bit too much.
It's happiness, fun, and of course it'll be some foolishness.
I know it will. I know you already should be shady, Miss Queen the shady boots lady over here. I remember. Okay, the last time you came here, I missed you. But and I'm saying I missed you. I was here. I missed you being here because you were with the cast of Married to Medicine.
Mm-hmm. They were very miserable.
Now you did not.
Miserable. Married to Misery. So that's Dr. Jackie, Dr. Hell, and Bozo the Clown, Quad the Fraud.
Show up to the reunion. What had happened?
Well, what had happened was, we started off really good, but then it got to be very miserable with the medicine.
Oh.
And, I didn't show up because I'm at a point where I only sit at tables where they want me at. And when, if they don't want me at the table, one thing for certain, two for sure, I'm going to eat because I keeps a job.
Okay. You have never lied a day in your life.
Stop, Sherry. To say Phaedra has never lied a day in her life is to say that she did not graduate from law school and had a law firm. Now, is she still practicing? I don't know. I doubt she's let her law degree lapse, or law license, I should say, lapse. But stop saying she's never lied a day in her life. Stop it.
You can't teach people to hustle, okay?
Okay.
Spin.
So, yeah, I don't know if she's able to raise these ratings because, listen, it's been on for 16 seasons already. People don't consume the way they used to consume. It's not like it used to be back in the day, even though social media existed when it came on 16 seasons ago, the first season. But even back then, they used to do blogs. Each housewife used to write up a blog or whatever. Now everything's like happening in real time and it's on their social media accounts. They're posting in their stories, they're posting in their timeline, or doing all the things when it comes to just their normal lives. So it's so overproduced. I feel like it was a bit more real back in the day, even though when I say it was a bit more real, lies were being said, lies about their lives were being showcased. A lot of people felt like Kenya was paying Walter to be her boyfriend. I never was of that belief, but I'm not going to say they didn't have an agreement for them to act like they had like a closer relationship than they actually did for the sake of the cameras, because I don't believe Kenya needs to pay anybody to be in a relationship with her, but I do believe that she is someone that is difficult to be in a relationship with. So I also am of the belief that she wanted to showcase some things differently for the sake of the cameras, and it didn't pan out to work out that way. So now things are just, you had lies being said, but things are a bit more in real time. So now you have people like Portia who had these deals that they don't deserve to be on this show, to get opportunities to produce scripted content for NBC, Universal, and Bravo. I still to this day don't know how she got a deal like that. Why? Because she married a rich Nigerian? And she couldn't even film in his house for the show. And now she's got mainly her YouTube channel that she's doing regular influencer content now. It's just raggedy. I don't know what it is about these people, but I am just like, I don't think that things are going to go back to ever being the same, even if Nene came back. Because even Nene is different now. And I'm not even trying to be funny when it comes to her facial procedures, but it's different. It's not like it used to be. So people saying, bring Nene back, bring Nene back. She can't bring the old things back. And God forbid she came back on the show. They brought her back and the ratings were either still low or they continue to drop even lower. I just think it's the times that we're in. It's not just because of who is on the show. I think it's a combination of it as well. But yeah, Phaedra said that it was the sinking ship and she's come to raise it up by getting back on it. But I don't think that she's going to be able to do that. Somebody said, girl, you're boring. You were boring on Married to Medicine too. Somebody else said, did she forget she only back on there because Candy decided to retire her peach? And yeah, Candy did say, hey, they can bring her back. I just won't be on it if they want to bring her back. And somebody said, what does Sherry mean by Phaedra never lied a day in her life? Wendy Williams would never. Oops. Somebody else said, she brings nothing to these shows. Her debut had one of the lowest ratings. No one is checking for you, girl. Somebody else said the only person that can do what Phaedra thinks she can do is Nene. Bring Nene, Sheree, and Kenya back. Get rid of Britt. They might have something. And like I said, I don't think that is going to work because I just think times are different. These women are now, some of them, grandmothers. And when they came on the show, they had little children. I'm not saying they can't do anything with them, but to bring them back to this show, I just don't know. I think sometimes people let things go on too long before it gets to a place where it's like they have to cancel it versus just retiring it. Maybe this is a sign of we need to just kind of do something different and not do these Real Housewives. Because think about it, back in the day, the Housewives used to be about married women. That's how Portia got her freaky, fraudulent ass on the show in the first place. And I'm doing some things. I'm not going to get all into that, but yeah, when it comes to this, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to share it when it happens. But yeah, I don't think that Phaedra or any of the OGs coming back is going to raise the ratings. I just think it's possibly ran its course. Like, possibly. And I'm not saying that about the whole Housewives franchise because here you have Salt Lake City, which I don't talk about on my platform. And if you guys, if you want me to talk about it, I can. I've watched it. But Salt Lake City does not have as many seasons as the Real Housewives of Atlanta does. New York had a lot of seasons. They tried to revamp it and bring all new people on, and I heard it did terribly. I tried to watch it the first time with the new people, and I just couldn't get into it. But I kind of got tired of the old racist ones like Ramona on the Real Housewives of New York. So maybe it's time they retire that. Maybe it's time they retire the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And maybe they need to do something different, but maybe in other cities like Salt Lake City. I don't watch Miami, but possibly Miami. They can keep it going because it doesn't have as many seasons as this one does. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't think Phaedra's going to be able to raise these ratings. So I don't care if they're down in Grenada, buck naked in the streets, and they show some of it on Bravo. I just don't think it's going to raise the ratings like they're hoping that it would. So I want to know what you guys think about it in these comments because the way people are getting upset that Leticia and Mariah are linking up, I find it's crazy. Everything does not have anything to do with Quad. And with Phaedra saying she came back on to raise the ratings up, I get it. You got to try to give yourself that confidence and that hope and speak things into existence. But I just don't think it's going to work for this because I really, just in my personal opinion, I feel like Real Housewives of Atlanta really has ran its course. Britt is terrible on the show. I feel like they should have just allowed Kenya to continue to film, but just not film with Britt. Allow her to be on the reunion. So, like I said, it's possible that there's some things behind the scenes where they just were like, you know what, we're done with Kenya. We just can't do this anymore. Because I don't feel that Andy really ever liked Kenya. Seriously, go back and watch those old reunions. I don't think he ever cared for her. And yeah, she's back for this check, and she's getting the checks of all of these different networks that are allowing her to come on and do some stuff with them. But I just don't think that she's giving what they're giving her in terms of the pay. But we'll see. We'll see. You let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys.
Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.